Hi, I'm Nicola, the Bonne Gardener. This week I've been out exploring my local area and looking at plants that you wouldn't ordinarily find in the garden. I'm going to be giving you some tips on what you can look out for when you're out and about and how to go about identifying plants. When I first started gardening, I wasn't very familiar with many plants, and so I set myself a challenge of learning one new plant a week. Instead of learning flowers, which I thought seemed quite complicated, I started with trees instead. Trees are much simpler to identify. There's lots of things that you can look at, including the bark, the leaves and the flower, to help you identify them. The easiest place to look for trees is forestry commissioned land. They've got lots of walks and mountain bike trails and car parks. This week we were in our local forest looking at some of the trees that are growing there. We've put together a short video about 3 of the most common trees that you'll find. If you can get out and about this week, challenge yourself to identify those 3 trees. You can even get apps for your phone, or you might have a wildflower or wild tree book that you can take out with you to help you identify more. Once I'd learnt about trees, I decided I wanted to learn more about other plants too. I didn't have a garden at the time, so what I would do when I was out jogging and walking is look at the plants that were growing in the wild, and then I would come home and learn all about them. Once you've learned how to properly identify plants, you can perhaps start to look at some of their medicinal and nutritional properties. Over the past few weeks, we've been out and about exploring some nice local walks and looking at the plants available near us. A lot of the plants that are growing at this time of year emerge on the forest floor. These are known as our spring tonic herbs, things like nettle and dock and dandelion, and they provide really crucial things for the body, like they provide remineralising qualities, lots of vitamins, and they're also, a lot of them are detoxifying, so really perfect for the body as we emerge out of our winter hibernation. This is gorse. There's an old wives' tale that you should only kiss your lover when gorse is in bloom, so just as well that there's a gorse blooming for the vast majority of the year. You can also make wine from gorse, but you need a lot of it. I forgot to say, it also smells of coconut. It's absolutely gorgeous. We all know sticky willow. It's actually a really good cleansing and detoxifying drink. If you add it to water, put it in the fridge overnight and then drain it and drink it the next day. This is Myrrhus odorata, also known as sweet cicely. It smells of aniseed and it's a fantastic natural sweetener, so you can add it to bitter fruits like rhubarb. admired this little plant for years, and this year I picked it and took it home and discovered what it was. I took home the plant and pressed it between the pages of a heavy book in order to preserve it. Now I can look at the flowers and the leaves in a little more detail to understand what the plant is. In order to identify plants, you have to look for at least 2 distinguishing features to help you identify it properly. So in the case of this plant, I saw that it had very delicate small purple flowers, a long stem, and quite intricate fine green leaves. I start off my search by looking on the internet and simply putting in the terms that I just described. Also putting in the words Scottish wildflower as well as the month that you have found it flowering can be a good help. If I don't have any luck on the internet, then I'll look up my wildflower books. There's loads that are readily available on Amazon and online. Sometimes even when I'm looking through gardening magazines, it might come up with the flower that I've found or the plant that I've found, and that can be really helpful too. So gardening magazines are a really wonderful way of identifying what's in flower just now and what to look out for when you're out and about. Let's see what's growing in the garden this week. This is a beautiful bright green acer. I love how its foliage stands out from all the other plants around it. I love this bright orange poppy. I love it even more because I didn't plant it, it just found itself here, and it flowers from May all the way through till the middle of summer. I was so happy to see our copper beech come into leaf in the garden this week. It's had a bit of a tough life. It was once set on fire many years ago, but it seems to be absolutely fine.
And what else have we discovered this week?
No, it's not discovered, it's learned.
And what else have we learned this week?
Do it again.
And what else have we learned this week?
Bonnie's discovered her favourite TV programme.
Ja, shit, ik ook 20 keer in de kou.